Hey guys, we're with 8th place winner Conrad Garcia. And what did you play today, man?
I played Branded Bestial.
Heck yeah, let's see that deck list.
Alright, so starting off, we got 3 Elbaz. You have to play 3 for a spell card that I'm playing, and also you rotate through 3 like quite often. It's a good card to draw. 2 Cartesia. It's good to draw with a lot of different combos in the deck. It's good with your Bestials, it's good with Elbaz. It lets you play without Branded Fusion, which you have to do as many times as you possibly can. 1 Quem. I never really need the second one. I summon it off Titan Cloud a lot during the end phase. Sometimes you summon it off of Grand Granule, and then if I know my opponent's on like things that get punished by Maximus, then I'll search this instead of the Maximus. Next up, Albion. It's just mandatory. Dumps Retribution, dumps Elbaz to get your Cartesia in hand live. 2 Serenir for the Bestials. I was playing 3, but 2, I just don't want to clog on anything really. So like that's why there's some 2-ups in here, and everything synergizes pretty well. So I've never had any issues with it. 3 Lubellion, because I mean he searches Serenir, so that's all you really need. You don't need to hard open the Serenir. I would probably maybe cut Serenir down to 1. Just play 3 Lubellion. 2 Mercurier. When you open Quem plus Lubellion, you usually go like Quem, not Mercurier, and then Lubellion will search Serenir to banish this. And you start just like building a ton of advantage without activating Branded Fusion, which was kind of the goal of the deck. And like you search the second one off the Lost, and it comes up to stop like Crows. It just came up a ton this tournament against Fire King to like just stop random graveyard effects. 2 Luber. I don't want to open too many like normal summons in this deck, because a lot of the times I find myself just normal summoning Cartesia. I would consider playing 3, but I like 2. 1 Maximus for Nadir Servant. 1 Dark Magician. Dark Magician's absolutely insane in this deck. Like this deck, the Dragoon won me so many games, and like even though like your opponent's slapping a Typhon, as long as you have follow-up, like you don't care if they Typhon you. It's like they can only use the Typhon. People only play 1 Typhon. And the best card in the deck, Gimmick Puppet. If you're not playing this, you're crazy. Triple Branded Fusion, self-explanatory. Opening, quick play spells, great during the draw phase, great into draw. Just great combo card with Serenir. It just combos well with everything. And then the best part of my deck, 3 High Spirits. Opening this alongside Mercurier, any Bestial, Elbaz, it just lets you get to ways to play so much without using your Branded Fusion. And like you don't want to use Branded Fusion in this deck unless you absolutely have to. That's the goal. 1 Branded Red, self-explanatory. It's the best quick play spell. White, this card's absolutely insane for when you are in like sort of a grind state, your opponent has a couple cards in hand, and you think one's Ash. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna instead make the Mirror Jade from the graveyard instead of using Branded Fusion. And if you can win without it to play around the Ash, then you should always do it. When lost, you always set it up with your Branded Fusion combo to play around Ghost Spell on the Brandon Red when you go for your Puppet Lock. Triple deployment. You can deploy it to Elbaz, Cartesia, or Dark Magician. Occasionally I'll deploy for Dark Magician and then use Cartesia or Red to hard make Dragoon before activating Branded Fusion. Triple Nadir. It's just a great backup plan for when you get ashed. You can safely activate your Branded Fusion and then still just know you have Nadir in your back pocket. If it gets belled, you can just activate the second one. So, super poly, super insane against Fire King. A lot of people are playing into it. Like at some point during their combo, they have to play into it. So, and it's just super versatile. Kind of a weird slot, 2 Prosperity. I always just banish 3. And opening this with High Spirits, like access to Quem, is kind of nice because you can trigger Quem to special from grave when you banish face down with Pot. So like it just helps you get a lot of extension plays without activating Branded Fusion. 1 Call By. This card's usually not in my branded list, but Fire King's meta relevant right now, so like it's good going second. And I only really like to play this card when it's good going second, because I like to have a most versatile deck because it's all engine. 1 Thrust. Not gonna lie, I only own 1 Thrust at the moment, but it kind of makes sense. I was expecting a lot of Crow, and if someone ashes me and then they also have Crow, if I thrust for duplication, like it's still not that great, you know. Or if they droll me and I like thrust for duplication. But I mean, honestly, you could play more thrust if you want. Duplication, set it off thrust. Hard opening it with fusion's amazing, so you can just safely get ashed. You're just always thinking about the ash, always thinking about the Crow, and always thinking about the Bestials. Retribution to add back your spells. For hand traps. We got extra deck, 1 Grand Granola. This guy is absolutely insane. You make him just almost every turn with Cartesia. He's part of the Brand Fusion combo as well. 1 Quertus to summon off of Grand Granola. A lot of decks just, like Fire King, will just special summon like a Kyrian or something off an Arvada while Grand Granola's engraved, and then they have to deal with this guy. It's really awkward to deal with this guy. I don't play Masquerade because, you know, we play fast. 2 Albion, you don't need 3. 1 Libellion. If you're smart with your Libellion, you can always just shuffle back resources. Unicorn's not in the format anymore. 2 Mirror Jade. You make the first one, the second one just comes in handy a lot. You can summon it from Grave with Clem too. Albion for the puppet. Rinbrum, you can dump this off High Spirits if you open Mercurier plus High Spirits and are missing a part of your combo. Titanklad, it's a dump off of Maximus. Best dump off Maximus, you get Clem in phase. Super Polys, you dump Gura with Nadir Servant to go plus. Wondering Spelia, Chimera. I almost never make the Chimera. Honestly, I could maybe cut the Chimera. It just doesn't get made. And then MVP of the day, Dragoon. On the side deck, we got hand traps, triple ash, 3 bell, 3 droll, and then just the 2 bestials. I like these against Labyrinth, against Mirror Match, occasionally against Vanadium, sometimes like they're decent. Going second, Magnemite being able to search a dragon in this deck is just really good with High Spirits and like cards like that. And I wanted to fit the bells. I thought the bells were better into Fire King, but these synergize with the engine really well. Like Libellion Search, Druid Swarm is just still really insane. Regains. I was expecting a lot more like Crows and Bestials, and this just helps with that issue. Lets you put back your banished stuff. Sometimes you even get hit with the Bestial or Crow, and you just shuffle back everything with your Libellion and your Regain, and then you just re-summon your Grand Granola and dump the puppet again, and then still puppet them. And then lastly, backward 8. I just felt like I needed these for Rescue Ace. I did Lightning Storm Rescue Ace once. And also for Labyrinth, if they skill drain you, you need some sort of out. So, yep, that's the list.
Heck yeah, Conrad. Can you tell us your matchups for today?
Shoot. Round 1, I played Vanquish Soul. Round 2 was... Dude, I have terrible memory. I'm sorry. I'm not going to remember all of them.
No worries. Well,
I played a couple Fire Kings, a couple Rescue Ace, Labyrinth. You know, the decks you'd expect I played, which is nice. So.
For sure. And any shout outs before we leave?
Shout outs to all the homies in Denver, all the people I test with, Brandon Taminez, just all the Denver guys, honestly.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Conrad.
Of course.